Welcome to Shining the Light with IUMC and our daily Advent meditation. Our first Advent word for the second week of Advent is cry. There are different kinds of crying associated with the Advent season. Perhaps the most obvious is the cry of the newborn baby in the manger. It's hard to imagine Jesus in tears, and yet we know that while he lived on earth, he was human. The Bible tells us that Jesus cried on at least 3 occasions: when his friend Lazarus died, when he was praying to God for deliverance from suffering, and when he thought about the future of Jerusalem. But I think Jesus cried at other times as well, particularly on the day of his birth and in the days to follow. Babies cry, and Jesus was no exception. The angels sang, the shepherds were amazed, and the wise men worshiped. But Jesus came into the world just like any other baby, scared, hungry, and hurting. But the word cry also has another meaning when it comes to Advent. Both the prophet Isaiah and the gospel writer John speak of a voice of one crying out in the wilderness, "Prepare the way of the Lord." Isaiah wrote long before Jesus was born, and John wrote while Jesus was alive and beginning his earthly ministry. But the command to cry out, "Prepare the way," has not ended. Advent is a reminder that we are to take up the cry. Christ is coming again, and our world needs to hear the message, "Prepare the way of the Lord. Make a straight highway for him in the desert." Our world is desert land, and people need to see to know Jesus. Jesus' last words for us were to go and make disciples. Our voices should cry out, pointing people toward Christ, just like billboards along a highway point people to a destination. May our voices be heard this Advent as we proclaim both the birth and the coming of Christ.